Eckhart Tolle talked about a pain body, but it's just hard for me to grasp if there is suffering, regardless of the reason, how to not have the desire to get out of it. Because as soon as there's a desire, it's more suffering.
Yep, it's an effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. The ego itself is an effort. So any efforting in any way keeps that ego in play. So you've done the investigation. You see its mechanism. You understand its mechanism. Any effort, or even the desire to uneffort, is an effort. So how to get out of that?
That's the question.
Yep, that is the ultimate question. And it comes back to, who is this I? Who is the one that's suffering? Who is the one that sees the terror in the dog's eyes? Who is the one that can see the mechanism on how it works? Who is this I? It's seeing that it's the most beautiful sleight of hand ever imagined by itself. It will morph into anything and everything to stay in existence. And it's being able to be alert to see what its next move is. And when you start to see all of its sleight of hand moves, you start to get what it is. Like, oh my gosh, I have to get in front of this sense, this feeling, this belief. I have to get in front of that. How do I do that? Well, that's when the effort, because all there is that we know is our mind and efforting. So we have to use an effort. Can't deny this. But this effort can't try to get out of itself. It has to turn around to see who it actually is. This I's underlying reality is the peace you seek. That's why, for those of us who suffer, and that's the whole reason I'm here, because I couldn't take it any longer, I was willing to do anything I could. And that meant investigating what this presence of being is. How do I turn my attention around to that? How do I get through all of these layers of fear and anxiety and stress? How do I get through that? How do I get prior to this thing that creates so much suffering? First of all, I have to be extremely kind to myself. I have to love myself for even wanting to make the effort. This is an act of love to experience the permanence of the love of yourself. It's the ultimate act there is. It's the ultimate act of courage. To use this only tool, this effort that we have, this doer, to see the doer has to see who it actually is, which is I am. And when this doer is suffering as bad as it does, or as it can, the I am seems so far away. It seems like that just can't be the solution. It just can't be, says this ball of agitation. And yet, it is. So that's why I encourage, especially those of us who have way more layers of hacking through. You have to put yourself into an environment that is conducive to you seeing what this is. And you have to be willing to spend 2 to 3 hours there, as I'm sure you've heard me say many times, because it takes that long for the mind to relax into that. But the moment you taste that, you'll just have this that's it. My only job is to turn my attention around and rest into that and remember that. And this will chew the ego away from the inside out. It does the work. It does the dissolving. You do the remembering. It does the dissolving. That's why we say that if you truly want to have that relief, I suggest that you work your way up to 2 hours to see if you can experience it in that time. My suffering was so bad that I realized, no, I need another hour. I need whatever it takes. I'll sit here 4 or 5. I don't care. All I want to do is be at peace. The peace that I know who I am. So in my self-discovery, I had to go longer than 2 into 3 to be able to give myself the time to hack through all of those layers